Did you know that the Department of Basic Education made a promise to all learners to fix their schools? And it will soon be breaking this promise. So what's different this time? Well, this promise has the force of law. It is called the Minimum Norms and Standards for School Infrastructure. The story doesn't start here. Let's back up a little. Many of South Africa's schools still suffer without the basic infrastructure they need, like electricity, clean running water, and sanitation. In conditions like these, learning and teaching become very difficult, even dangerous. We are equal education, and this is our struggle. We are learners, teachers, parents, community members, and activists around the country, working together for an equal quality education system. Over 5 years ago, we started on a journey. We fought for the government to fix our schools. At the time, it was hard to get government to focus on all schools in need and to do so as quickly as they deserve, because there was no clear blueprint on what a school should look like. We wanted a law which would define what made a school a school. It would tell you the basic infrastructure a school needed to give learners a proper education. This law would be called the Minimum Norms and Standards for School Infrastructure. In the campaign for norms and standards, we marched, picketed, petitioned, fasted, and wrote many letters to the Minister of Basic Education, Angie Motshekga. By 2012, the minister had not budged, so we took her to court. In late 2013, the minister finally published norms and standards. We won, but this was just the beginning. The government had to turn this law into a reality, and we were ready to make sure they did. The norms are not just abstract ideals. They set out clear timelines for when schools should get different kinds of infrastructure. These run over 3, 7, 10, and 17 years. The first deadline is 3 years from when the minister published the norms. That is 29 November 2016. By this time, all schools made of mud, asbestos, metal, or wood must be replaced by new schools, and schools with no water, electricity, or sanitation must be provided with these basics. We have been hard at work for the last 2.5 years, making sure that the department did not forget what they needed to do, and highlighting where it was slipping up. We have protested to remind the DBE to fix our schools, and protested to demand they share their plans to meet the deadlines with the public. We have analyzed the implementation plan, asked Treasury to give education more funding, and we have visited hundreds of schools around the country to document their conditions. There has been some progress made, but with 29 November around the corner, it's clear that the department won't meet the first deadline. As of June 2016, data from the Department of Basic Education itself reveals that 171 schools have no water supply, 569 schools have no electricity supply, and 68 schools have no toilets. These are the worst off schools in the country, but there are thousands of schools which will benefit from the longer deadline. 5,004 schools have an unreliable water supply, 2,923 schools have an unreliable electricity supply, and 4,986 schools have only pit latrines. 18,106 schools have no libraries, and 20,292 schools have no laboratories. We need to fix the basics now, so that we can move to building libraries, sports fields, and school halls. In the course of our work, we have visited schools which were not on any list for upgrade, and many schools which had not even heard of the norms and standards. Despite the huge need, some provinces have left millions of rands of their education budgets unspent. In the Eastern Cape, which has some of the worst schools in the country, the Provincial Department of Education built only 3 new schools in the 2015-16 financial year, even though it planned to build 24. In 2012, when she agreed to publish norms and standards, Minister Motshekga admitted that she could not morally defend schools with no electricity, water, sanitation, and libraries. Minister, what will you say on 29 November 2016? We want safe, fully functional schools for all, but we need your help to get there. Support the campaign to fix our schools. Join EE Mass Action. Spread the word on social media using hashtag #FixOurSchools. Audit your school. If your school is still made of inappropriate materials or is still without water, sanitation, or electricity by the 29th of November 2016, you can contact Equal Education or the Equal Education Law Center. Fix our schools and build the future.